Now that you've seen it and tried it, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate it? This week's challenge was to bake and decorate a cake for my mom for her birthday, which is today. Happy birthday, Mom! This ended up being a little more stressful and a little more difficult than what I was anticipating, but I'll get to that. First, I had to decide what the cake was going to be. I'm gonna make a cake for my mom for her birthday. I just need to decide what the cake is gonna be. I already know the style. I want it to be a birthday cake decorated with icing, kind of like the ones that she made for me when I was a kid. A favorite memory of mine growing up happened once a year, a few weeks before each birthday. I would go to the cupboard above the fridge and get down the cake books. I would take my time carefully paging through these books looking for the perfect cake. And the great thing was I knew no matter what cake I picked, my mom could work her magic and bring that cake to life. You see, my mom is kind of a pro when it comes to decorating cakes. So even if I would pick a castle cake or a Garfield cake, I knew my mom could make it happen. It was a great birthday tradition, and I thought that surprising her with her very own cake would be a small way to show my appreciation for all those wonderful cakes she made me. Thinking of things that my mom likes, and try to imagine if she were a kid picking her birthday cake, what would she pick? I've written down a few things to start. Jasmine, can you think of any good ideas for a cake for Mom for her birthday?
A typewriter.
Ooh, a typewriter.
You could make a cake that is decorated to look like a cake.
Cakeception. What do you think her favorite kind of bird is? I know it's not the grackle. Could do a map of Wisconsin.
That's a fun
And the cake could say, always keep a little Wisconsin in your heart. What about a Boggle cake?
That's a good idea. You could put strategic letters on it.
Ah,
With
true.
mess-
It could say, Happy Birthday, Mom. I just thought of that. I decided on the Boggle cake since my mom likes word games and it seemed relatively manageable to decorate. Plus, I could encrypt the 16-letter message, Happy Birthday, Mom, so that it could only be read using Boggle rules, and I knew my mom would appreciate that. So using a few images of Boggle cakes that I found on the internet, plus a few YouTube recipes for cake, frosting, and marshmallow fondant, I came up with a plan. I would bake a square cake and cover that in white frosting. Then I would make a sheet of orange fondant for the Boggle tray, and then squares of white fondant for the Boggle cubes. The first step was to bake the cake. Welcome to Ricky's Kitchen. One of the things that I've learned in my limited experience with baking, cooking, following recipes is it's best if I find all the ingredients, gather them, and read through the recipe at least 2 times before even starting. It really messes with my rhythm, but I'm halfway through a recipe and I can't find something or I don't know how to do a certain step. I think I've gathered everything I need and I have the recipe printed off. The good thing is, even if I completely mess up this cake, she'll still love me. She's a great mom. All right, let's make the cake. All right, so we need 3 eggs. Oh, perfect. There's 3 left. I set that up. Whoa. What's going on here? Whoa, stop. What happened? No, what have I done? Release. I have apparently bent the beater. Fixed. How much oil? Half a cup of oil? Half a cup of oil. Alright. Wait, I just did a 1/3 cup. What am I doing? Oh no. Alexa, what's 1/2 minus 1/3?
0.5 minus 0.2333 is approximately 0.1667.
Let's add a little more. Looks like a cake. Despite a few minor hiccups, everything had gone perfectly up until this point. I mean, just look at the joy on my face. However, that was all about to change. Quick little update to the cake situation. So I thought, it came out of the oven, it looked great. I did the toothpick trick. I thought everything was good. Let it cool for a while. Came back and it was really sagging in the middle. And upon further investigation, I discovered that it was really goopy in the middle, not cooked. In the recipe, you were supposed to cook this thing in like 2 separate layers. I didn't do that. I put it all into the pan. I didn't really think things through. I thought, cake is cake and cake's gonna bake. I spent the past, I don't know how long, taking this in and out of the oven, trying to make sure that it's not goopy in the middle. After cutting off all the scorched edges of the cake, it did look a lot sadder and smaller. But I thought that maybe it could still be salvaged with some really good decorating. How's the crunchy cake?
It's very good.
The next step was to make the frosting. My cream is not getting stiff peaks. And I did a bit of Googling and I think it's 18% and it needs to be like whipping cream or something. So I don't know if I should just try this, if I should not do the cream. I don't know what to do. Why is cooking so hard? Tastes alright. Looks better with the frosting on. The final step was to make the marshmallow fondant. It ended up being way stickier, stretchier, and just harder to work with than what I was expecting. Also, despite pumping what seemed like outrageous amounts of food coloring in it, I could not get it to look as bright orange as I wanted to. It just looked so pale. The cake is finished, and if I remember the rules of Boggle correctly, I believe the message "Happy Birthday Mom" can be spelled out. I'm gonna be honest, it looks probably about 22% as cool as it did in my mind when I started this, but I am very glad to be finished with this. My work was now done. The only thing left to do now was to give the cake to my mom and hope that she liked it. I wanted to, for your birthday, surprise you by making a cake since you made so many cakes for me growing up. So I challenged myself this week to bake a cake for you. It doesn't look quite as good as I was picturing when I started out. Cake. Happy birthday. Can you tell what it is?
Boggle.
Yeah.
Birthday Mom.
So now that you've seen it and tried it, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate it?
A 9 at least.
Yes! That's a pass. I know that a big part of what made this project so difficult for me was my inexperience when it comes to baking. But still, I feel like I gained a new appreciation for my mom's cake making skills and all those cakes she made me growing up. So thank you, Mom. And happy birthday. And as always, thank you everyone for liking and watching these videos. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday. Feel free to wish my mom a happy birthday in those comments down below. It is today. And I will see you next time, next week, on the next episode of Challenge Yourself.